Hello and welcome back. I'm going to put in below in the description a copy and a link to someone who detransitioned, who was pushed to transition because of her doubts. And I'm like, wow, this is important. This is really important. And she ended up being, she explains everything that happened, and at 21 or 22 she was saved and worked on detransitioning and set up this organization, which if you haven't heard of this or seen her video, you need to see it. And that's where I want to go with right now is doubt. Okay, and doubt can really bring us down. Doubt is extremely, can be debilitating, and especially if you are someone like myself that didn't grow up in the church. You can really be full of doubt. You can really be full of, well, only thing is even though I didn't grow up in the church, I wanted to, and I in a way I still went to Jesus and wanted to be saved, and I did that in prayer, and I wasn't really baptized until my 20s. But that's neither here or there. But the point is doubt and self-doubt and doubting anything, doubting everything. And our kids are in such a state of confusion because they are not in the church, or they are, or their social circles is teaching them to hate the church, to hate God, etc., etc. And I'm in a funky place myself right now. But let's just go to Psalm. Wait a minute. Let's go to Matthew. Let's go to Matthew 14, verse 29, about 31 or so. And he said, "Come." Who? Jesus. Jesus is talking. They're on the boat, if you remember. And Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came towards Jesus. Peter is walking on the water. And the storm is raging. Jesus is on the water. Peter is walking on the water. But seeing the wind, he became afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and took hold of him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why do you doubt?" When the chaos of puberty, when the chaos of middle school, when the chaos of life as of right now in this very weird and volatile, highly political and evil environment, I hate to say, is just destroying the family, because this is all connected. I've got to make this super quick, but it's bringing you down. It's bringing and what did Jesus tell Peter? Ye of little faith. And this is all about faith, having faith in Jesus, not just believing in him, but putting all your faith in him. Now, the Japanese and some other cultures, really want to, try to build yourself up and give you self-confidence to having faith in yourself. There's nothing really wrong with that, but you don't need to put all your faith in yourself. You need to put faith in Christ first, and that will give you also confidence to have faith in yourself. Okay? And faith is part of this too. It's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. Psalm 118, verse 8. I tried telling Buddy I can't read, and it's hard for me to read. And I need new glasses too. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. We can't understand everything. If knowledge is power and that's all you have, you may not have understanding. You may have all the knowledge in the world. You may know this and definitions of this and etc. And all sorts of trivia that is just unnecessary to even know, whether it's names of Transformers stuff in movies, etc., etc. Harry Potter, Star Wars, whatever. Name an IP, or the information of the founding of the country, or being able to understand what the Bill of Rights is and how that constructs and starts our Constitution, etc., etc. And where it came from and the ideas therein of what set the foundation for this country, and how that's important to us and how we need to remember these things. Don't lean on your own understanding. Put all your faith in the Lord. Put all your faith in Jesus, because he came to save us. If this is about kids, being pulled away from their family, having doubt about their body, having doubt, and that's what this video I mentioned at the front was about, is that she had doubts. She had doubts about herself. She had doubts about her self-control. She had her doubts about her sexuality. She did not know God, did not trust God, didn't trust her parents, didn't trust the people around her. She wanted to put her trust in people that were telling her, you need to transition. And I know this is dangerous territory for me, so I may put this on Rumble instead of YouTube. Excuse me, Theytube. And then in Matthew 8:26, and this is another instance. We just read Matthew 14, and that was where Peter walked on the water, because he had all his faith in God, in Jesus. He was right there, and he walked out on the water with Jesus. It was a miracle in itself. But once he started noticing the storm around him, he started sinking. And he had to cry out, Jesus, save me. And Jesus did. In ye of little faith. So this is all tied in together. And, before that, there was a time when they were in the boat. And again, I believe this literally happened, but it is also wonderfully symbolic for our life, for the winds of chaos, the chaos of life itself, the chaos of tragedy, the chaos of abuse, the chaos of life and death, and everything else that comes with being skin, blood, everything that makes up us. And the generation coming up now, the young generation is being forced to think through all these other apps and social media that it's all about everything that is in between your legs. And if you're not comfortable with what's in between your legs, you can be something else. Well, all you gotta do is think it and believe it, and you can do it. No, it doesn't change your DNA. It doesn't change your chromosome count. And so it's going against science. These people are teaching our youth about, letting your emotions rule you. One of the things my father taught me was not to let my emotions rule me. And you're like, well, that's impractical. That's Vulcan. I can't believe he said that. No, it's true. Because if we go to Isaiah 54:13, and I'm going to add a word here. All your sons and daughters will be taught of the Lord, and the well-being of your sons will be great. So, and you need to teach our daughters the Lord also. That is the point of this, is that family, just like my family, And it's not been easy. It's not been easy trying to teach them the importance of Jesus, the importance of the Lord, the importance of love, while I'm fighting someone who is doing nothing but preaching accountability, do what you need to do and don't help anyone else. I'm trying to fight that with no, do what you're responsible for and help others. Serve the rest of your family. Help me. Help your brother. Help your sister. Help your mother. And it's hard when you're not getting a 100% support from your spouse of what needs to be taught in the home. So, in a sense, there's two ideologies here that are at war. And that is a family built on God and a family built without God. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being accountable for what you need to do, or be responsible for what you own and keeping up your own stuff. If you can't keep up your own stuff or have take care for the things you own and take even better care for the things you don't own, then how are you going to love or serve anybody else other than yourself? That's a very valid point in all this. This is all connected, and it starts with doubt, which is a lack of faith. Faith and love need to be taught through the family. And that's what all this is being deconstructed by these people dressing in drag that are adults trying to confuse our kids at a very young age before puberty. This isn't just, I had not a blood relative, but someone that put out online, and this could be some sort of meme of all these people in drag. Well, if these people did it, and I'm thinking, well, no, the guys in Bosom Buddies were straight. They did that to be able to live where in the apartment they could live, because everywhere else was full. They did that to deceive. As well as there's a picture of Robin Williams from Mrs. Doubtfire. Again, he did it to deceive. He wasn't trying to teach kids to be something else. He was just trying to be with his kids because he was separated from them. Again, to deceive. Because he couldn't have or be with who he wanted to be. So he had to pretend to be something else. This is, you may consider it dressing in drag, but it's going to these shows and movies are showing people going to the extreme to look like something they're not in order to be able to see who they need to, that are family members, or do something they normally couldn't do. So they are deceiving the world around them. They're not deceiving themselves. Did they turn and transition into what they were dressed as? No. Again, they're straight men trying to see an end to a means, which is what the world does teach, unfortunately. And there were some other images in there also. If I can find that image, I'll put it up. But I had some issues with it, and I almost said something to this relative, and I'm like, I'm not going to get into it on Facebook. But I came close. I came very close. Because my parents are watching me on Facebook like you wouldn't believe. And I can't believe you put this out. Oh my gosh, that's political. Oh my gosh, you're going to lose your job. I'm like, whatever. I don't even, I didn't even mean to bring that up here, but I do not even advertise who I work for. I just don't. Not on Facebook. For sure. For sure. And nowhere else. But yeah, and just like this young girl who was growing up into a young lady and was just being mutilated because she was being forced in that direction, and then she, was saved and did detransition, and so much her passion upon her heart, with thanks to Christ and her being saved, she started this organization. And what has this given her? Jesus has given her a renewed life. Her body may not ever be the same again, but she has something that some other people don't have, because the other people are still being deceived, and she's trying to get them to believe there's something better. Don't doubt. Don't take the apple or fruit that seems so sweet, because it's comforting, and it's going to comfort you to go in a direction that the world is trying to get you to go in, because you are without God and you are without faith. And this person, this young girl, this young lady has renewed faith. Don't lean on your own understanding. Don't lean on worldly ideals. Take refuge in the Lord, trust in Him. In Mark 11:22, and Jesus answered, saying to them, have faith in God. And then John 3:16 is right after that. In Ephesians 2:8, let's end this video with Ephesians 2:8. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God. His grace upon thee, His grace upon all of us, is that His Son, born of a human and human body, which is a part of the Trinity, died. His blood was spilled so we could be saved. We can't save ourselves. We can put all our faith in ourselves as much as we can, but it's not going to do anything. It might give you a little self-confidence in the long run, or the short run, but it won't save you from the world. It's not going to save you from all doubt. Only Jesus Christ can save you from the pull of doubt, which can change your attitude, which is just like Cain and Abel's offerings. Cain's offering was perfectly fine, but it was what was in his heart at the time. His attitude was in the wrong place. And that attitude and his changed his, I forgot the word, that brought his self down. And he started doubting and started thinking in a way that made him so jealous of his brother that he KO'd him, for lack of a better term. Well, I'm on Rumble. Well, am I on Rumble or am I on YouTube? I don't know yet. I didn't even say username. But we've got to have faith. Do not let doubt ruin your life. Do not let doubt run your life, because doubt will lead you into deception. And it pulls you away from faith. Even as Christians, we can still doubt even after we've been saved. And that's important. That's why we need the Word, to be reading the Word, to be praying on the Word, praying to Him every morning, every evening, blessing your food, thanking Him, giving all your grace to Him, putting all your faith in Him, to try to remove any doubt, to try to help remove the lure of temptations. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize what time it was. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please remember these things. Do not doubt yourself. If you are doubting yourself and on a path that you don't think you can come from, put your faith in God. Put your faith in Jesus. Ask him into your heart. He is the way. He is the life. Thank you again. Praise be to God. Shalom and amen.